Hi everyone, today I did my first Zwift club ladder race. What is the club ladder and the racing? Let's head to their website. You can't see too much here, but the club ladder is a league where teams challenge other teams for position in the ladder. Therefore, the races in this format are one team versus another, and the teams race with 5 riders each. Therefore, all the matches are 5 versus 5. Before going to more details, I want to mention that the club ladder uses different categories than Zwift. It's not the standard A, B, C, D, but it uses the Zwift racing categories where there are result-based categories. That means that when people defeat other people, they get higher ranked, and when they lose, they get lower rank. And it's quite a complex and a really nice system. The important thing here is that it classifies people in 10 categories from 1 to 10. They also have names of gems or precious metals at the bottom, and that results in quite close racing with people not very far from each other. Back to the club ladder. As I said, it has a few rules regarding of how far up the ladder you can challenge a team, or how can you refuse a challenge for fate, as it's called, and so on. It's a simple system. A team challenges another team which is in a higher position, but it has to be maximum, I think, 5 positions above. If the team that's challenging wins, gets the other team's position, so they just climb the ladder, and the other teams goes down. And that's basically how it works. The racing itself is quite different than the Zwift must start races, because you have 2 different teams, 5 people. It's a lot of tactics. People try to attack. If your teammate is ahead, you have to make sure you're not closing the gap, you're not offering draft to others, and so on. So in this race, I'm racing with the dirty Vertigos, and we're racing against the London Dynamos. Our team has these 5 riders. We're 5 gold category riders, category 7. I'm category 6. And we're racing against 4 platinums and 1 gold. We can see here how the teams compare. This is something that it's produced by the website before each race. What's probably most useful here is following this dotted or dashed line, the red line, that shows where each team is superior. So my team seems to be better at sprinting, less than 30 seconds power, but we have a massive gap between 30 seconds and 10 minutes, which probably is going to play a big role here. The race takes place in downtown Dolphin. It's 10 laps of the circuit. This is not my favorite circuit. I find very boring. These circuits are very short. It feels like a hamster wheel going all the time the same. I don't like the graphics as well, find it a bit annoying. Now, why is this relevant? This is relevant because I don't recall having raced more than once or maybe twice in the last 10 years here. And that means I'm not very familiar with the circuit. I didn't do a recon ride. It will play a role a bit later. So the race started, like every Zwift race, you just have to sprint really out of the line. And but then nothing remarkable happened for about a lap and a half. At this stage, I'm feeling pretty well, and I'm feeling that I will be able to follow or even attack. Well, little I knew about how things would turn out. Still nothing happens, and right at this point, after the little climb where things flattening, one of the guys comes from the back and accelerates. Not a massive acceleration, just nobody goes in the mood to chase really, and nobody from my team. I think the other riders were more experienced than I am. I'm starting getting itchy feet seeing him going away. And so I was contemplating and decided that maybe if I get an aero, I will try to bridge. And exactly that's what happened. I got the aero, so I decided to bridge the gap. So let's put an asterisk here about the power data, which I'm going to review a bit later. But at this point, I have no idea what's going on. I'm putting something that I thought I would have more power here, but I didn't really have that much power as I was hoping. And I'm feeling them starting to get tired. At the same time, I can see that the other guys are catching up with me, so I decided to slow a little bit down. But I didn't know how the circuit is, so right after my attempt to bridge, there was a little climb, everybody accelerated, I didn't have any energy left, and I let the wheels go and lost contact. Now, I was dead last. I was not sure what I should do. I decided to speed up a little bit. I caught up with my last teammate, then I caught up with my second to last teammate, and basically from that moment on, we continued a pointless race, pun intended. We didn't get any points, there was no point in racing, we couldn't catch up. Nevertheless, we kept taking turns in the front until the end. We didn't get any points. You can go to the race if you don't speed up, but let's just jump now to the topic that I put the asterisk. So what's this asterisk about? And I did a dual recording today because I was a little bit suspicious about the power numbers recently. I did a calibration to the kicker before the race, and I was hoping things would look pretty good, but this is the comparison of the power duration curves between the black line is the Axioma duo pedals, and the blue line is the kicker itself. And this is a huge difference. For 1 minute power, it goes 361 watts from the Wahoo kicker and 427 watts from the Axioma. And that can potentially explain why I found it so hard to do that, to bridge that gap, and why I just got dropped afterwards instantly. So I put a question mark. I don't know how I'm gonna. Probably I need to put the other bike with the third power meter on the trainer, so I have another reference point to compare and see where the problem is. I doubt the pedals are wrong, because this is the power curve that matches my ability really. 5 seconds around 800 watts and 1 minute at 425 seems much more normal. 365 is usually my 4 or 5 minute power, not my 1 minute power. But nevertheless, it was a fantastic experience, this race. I liked it very much. I like the format. I think it has a lot of potential. You can't hide anywhere. You can't just be lazy and expecting for a sprint in the finish. It just pushes you to your limits. And I'm looking forward to more balanced races, or to races where I could potentially make some difference. You can watch the rest of the race in sped up mode, or you can, if you're curious, well, I don't think it's a very boring race. Anyway, I hope that you learned something about it and you found this useful. I will drop some links, like the Club Ladder website, the Discord, where you can just try and you can join and look for a team if you're gonna try this kind of racing. Thank you very much for watching.